I stopped checking the thermostat a long time ago. Ever since you took the summer and the morning glow. The curtains are heavy, the windows are sealed, protecting the bruises that never quite healed. I move through the hallway like a shadow on the wall, waiting for a footstep or a voice to call. But the air just hangs there, static and gray, in this house where the calendar stopped on that day. I try to light a candle, but the wick is damp and black, like every single memory that's trying to grow back. The frost is blooming on the inside of the glass, watching all the people and the seasons pass. There's a cold room in my soul where I keep you now. I don't go inside, but I remember how the furniture is covered in sheets of white lace, like a shroud on a ghost of your beautiful face. I've locked the door and I've hidden the key to keep the shivering away from me. It's a frozen kingdom, a hollowed out hole in the middle of the cold room in my soul. I found your old scarf in the back of the drawer. It doesn't smell like you, it doesn't anymore. It just smells like winter and the dust of the shelf, like the version of me that I hide from myself. I thought if I chilled it, the pain wouldn't spread, that I'd preserve every word that we ever said. But the ice is a mirror that shows me the truth. I'm just wasting the last of my warmth and my youth. Sometimes I stand with my hand on the wood of the door to the place where we once stood. I can feel the draft blowing under the frame, whispering the syllables of your name. If I open it up, would I freeze in a stone, or am I just tired of being cold alone? There's a cold room in my soul where I keep you now. I don't go inside, but I remember how the furniture is covered in sheets of white lace, like a shroud on the ghost of your beautiful face. I locked the door and I've hidden the key to keep the shivering away from me. It's a frozen kingdom, a hollowed out hole in the middle of the cold room in my soul. So I turn up my collar and I walk down the hall. I'll pretend that I don't feel the winter at all. But deep in the center, behind the thick glass, the storm is still blowing. It never will pass. A cold room, just you and the snow. I noticed it first in the way you said my name. A little less gravity, a little less flame, like a shoreline surrendering to the pull of the deep. A secret the ocean was beginning to keep. It wasn't a landslide or a sudden canyon wall, just a handful of pebbles starting to fall. Now it's 22 ECs and the map has gone thin. I'm looking for the places where we used to begin. The wind takes a grain and the rain takes a mile, until there's a distance in the curve of your smile. It's the quiet greatest theft that I've ever known. Watching a mountain turn back into stone, and it's a slow erosion of the life we made. Watching the colors of our always start to fade. It's a jagged little coastline, a crumbling ledge. I'm standing on the wire at the very edge. No crashing of the thunder, no fire in the sky. Just a slow erosion of a long goodbye. Yeah, slipping away, one grain at a time. I'm looking at the porch where the wood's turning gray. The weather is taking the finish away, just like the way that we stopped touching hands, like we were two islands in shifting sands. The habits are here, but the heart is out back, looking for the pieces that fell through the crack. We're shaped by the water, we're worn by the years, until we're just a sculpture of salt and of tears. If I could build a wall, if I could stop the tide, would there be anything left on the inside? Or are we just ghosts of the things we once felt, waiting for the rest of the winter to melt? It's the slow erosion of the life we made. Watching the colors of our always start to fade. It's a jagged little coastline, a crumbling ledge. I'm standing on the wire at the very edge. No crashing of the thunder, no fire in the sky. Just a slow erosion of a long goodbye. Yeah, slipping away, softer now, smaller too, the fading geometry of me and you, just the dust and the wind, where the end of the world has always been. A slow erosion, nothing left to hold, nothing left to hold. The echo is the loudest thing in the room, feeding on the shadows and the afternoon gloom. I'm sitting on a floorboard that used to be a home, but now it's just a grid of wood where I feel alone. There's a square of brighter paint where your picture used to hang, a ghost of every I love you we ever softly sang. I'm surrounded by the ghosts of our everyday lives, cutting through the quiet like the sharpest of knives. I've got the tape and the Sharpie, but I don't have the heart to finish the ending when I didn't want to start. Bare walls and unpacked boxes, that's all that's left of you and me. I'm mounting on memories and cardboard and tape, with no easy way to plan my escape. Every corner is hollow, every closet is wide, with nowhere left for a It still smells like the coffee from our very first date. I should put it in the donate or throw it in the trash, but I'm clinging to the embers of a fire turned to ash. The kitchen is a desert, the bedroom is a shell, moving out of heaven and moving into hell. One box for the kitchen, one box for the hall, one box for the dreams that we let hit the wall. I'm labeling the pieces of a life torn apart, but there isn't a box big enough for my heart. Feeling completely alone. I'll leave the keys on the counter by the sink. Give myself a moment, try not to think. The walls are bare, the floor is clean, like we were a movie that was never even seen. Just some tape on a box and a heart under lock. I kept giving you pieces you didn't know how to hold. I called it devotion when my heart was getting cold. Every sign said slow down, but love refused to see. I thought stopping meant failure. Now I know it saved me. The heart learns when to stop, when loving starts to hurt, when hope becomes a habit, and pain feels well rehearsed. It's not quitting, it's wisdom. It's knowing when to drop the The heart learns when to stop, and I finally listened in. I chose myself over longing and called that a win. I still believe in love, I just don't bleed for it now. The heart learns when to stop. And mind it quietly. I checked my pulse this morning just to see if it was there, while I watched the winter sunlight hit your empty wooden chair. The doctor says I'm healthy, that my lungs are drawing air, but I'm a hollow statue in a world that doesn't care. I go through all the motions, I put coffee in a cup, I look both ways for traffic, but I never do look up. My skin is warm to touch and my eyes are open wide, but there's a missing person living somewhere deep inside. I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm paying the bills, I'm climbing the mountains and crossing the hills, but the engine is running with no one at the wheel. I've forgotten the secret of how I should feel. It's a strange kind of ghost to the quiet surrender to a heart that's too broken for me to remember. Yeah, I'm breathing, it's true, but I'm stuck in the red. I'm just a living man who's already dead. I see our old reflections in the windows of the stores, but I don't recognize the shadow walking past the doors. I laugh at all the jokes even though I don't find them funny. I'm saving up my time like it's useless wood and money. People ask me how I am and I say I'm doing fine, while I'm tracing out the borders of a life that isn't mine. There's no funeral for the soul, no flowers for the mind, when you leave the best of you in a year you left behind. I'm a miracle of science, but a tragedy of grace. Technically I'm here, but I died the day you left me. Now I'm just waiting for the rest of me to catch up. I still buy the groceries you like the most, and I set a plate for a beautiful ghost. I leave the porch light on to guide you back home, though I know I'm just standing in this garden alone. It's a trick of the mind, it's a sleight of the hand, building a kingdom on sinking sand. They say that I'm grieving, they say I've gone lost, but I'm just refusing to count up the cost. If I don't admit that the fire went out, then I don't have to live with the silence and doubt. In this year of magical thinking, I'm holding my breath so I don't feel the sinking. I'm rewriting endings where you never leave. It's a desperate religion, the way I believe that if I just wish hard enough, time will go thin, and I'll wake up to find you are touching my skin in the year of magical thinking. I don't move your shoes from the edge of the mat. I keep up the rhythm of our morning chat. I'm acting a part in a play for one soul, while the rest of the world is out taking its toll. I've mastered the art of the just about fine, while I'm drawing your ghost in the steam and the wine. In this year of magical thinking, I'm holding my breath so I don't feel the sinking. I'm rewriting endings where you never leave. It's a desperate religion, the way I believe that if I just wish hard enough, time will go thin, and I'll wake up to find you are touching my skin. And you of magical thinking. But the winter is coming to 2020 sweets, and these are the shadows that I cannot fix. The calendar's lying, the pages are torn. I'm waiting for us to be somehow reborn, but the magic is fading, the trick's getting old, and the hand that I'm holding is starting to feel cold. Tomorrow I'll move the plate from the table. I'll try to be strong as much as I'm able. But tonight I'll just stay in this dream for a while, where I'm still the reason you're wearing a smile. Just a little more magic, just one more year of thinking you're here. We used to talk until the morning, every thought laid bare and loud. Now we sit across the table, afraid to say too much out loud. Your eyes avoid the truth in mine, my hands forget where yours belong. Love didn't leave us screaming, it just learned to be silent and gone. This is where love learned to be silent. where feelings whisper instead of cry, where I love you stays unspoken and goodbye hides in our eyes. No slam doors, no broken glass, just words we never meant. This is where love learns to be silent and quietly left. We still say, how was your day? Like it doesn't hurt to try. But the space between our answers says more than any lie. I miss the sound of needing you, the way we used to fight to stay. Now we choose peace over truth and let love slowly fade. This is where love learned to be silent, where hearts speak under breath, where we touch but feel like strangers, holding on without depth. We don't hate, we don't blame, we just slowly bend. This is where love learned to be silent and quietly left. I thought love ended with thunder. I never knew it could end this way. So gentle, it feels like mercy. So painful, I can't make it stay. This is where love learned to be silent, and I finally hear the truth. Love shouldn't feel like waiting or shrinking yourself into. I remember what we were, not what we became in the end. This is where love learned to be silent and not let it end. I still love who we used to be before love lost its voice in me. I'm running my hands over the threads on the wall, tracing the patterns, the rise and the fall. It looked like a kingdom from far, far away, with colors of promise and golden splendor. But now that I'm standing so close to the seams, I see all the fraying of beautiful schemes. Every silk thread was a promise you swore, lining the hallway and leading to the door. I wrapped myself in it to keep out the cold, believing the stories that I had been told. But the warmth was a fever, the soft was a blade, and I'm tangled in shadows that we both had made. And it's a tapestry of whispers, a tapestry of ghosts, a gallery of always and the things I miss the most. But the silver is tarnished and the crimson is a stain, woven in the silence and the hunger and the pain. I'm shivering in the masterpiece that you left behind, drowning in the pictures that are burned into my mind. Yeah, I'm shivering in the beauty, but I'm freezing in the ties of this heavy, haunting tapestry of life. I look at the scene where we're dancing in May, but the ink is all bleeding and washing to gray. The flowers are thistles, the sky is a bruise, and there's nothing left here for a dreamer to use. You were the weaver, the master of light, who left me to finish the work in the night. But the needle is broken, the thread is all gone, and I don't know how to keep stitching to till dawn. If I pull on the string, will the whole thing explode? Will I find the truth or just feel like a fool? I'm scared if I tear it, there's nothing beneath, just the hollow of winter and the grit in my teeth. It's a tapestry of whispers, a tapestry of ghosts, a gallery of always and the things I miss the most. But the silver is tarnished and the crimson is a stain, woven in the silence and the hunger and the pain. I'm shivering in the masterpiece that you left behind, drowning in the pictures that are burning to my mind. Yeah, I'm shivering in the beauty, but I'm freezing in the ties of this heavy haunting tapestry of so many colors to cover the black, so many stories to hold us both back. One pull and it all falls down, just a pile of thread on the cold hard ground. It was beautiful, wasn't it? I still buy 2 coffees, then I catch my mistake, leaving half of the bed for a ghost I can't shake. The calendar's circled in a deep shade of blue. It's been 300 days of not finding you. I've kept every message, I've replayed the tapes of a love that was perfect before the escapes. The clock on the wall hasn't moved since you left, just a house full of echoes and rooms full of theft. You took every sunlight, you took every plan. Now I'm holding a shadow where I once held your hand. Happy anniversary to the day the world ended, to the forever we swore that we both had defended. I'm lighting a candle for a flame that went out in a silence so loud it's beginning to shout. It's a heartbreak anniversary, a year of the rain, just me and the ghost of us dancing with pain. Your sweater still smells like the night in July, before hello turned into a bitter goodbye. I pass by our cafe and look at our seat, then I turn up my collar and walk down the street. Funny how time is a healer, they say, but time is the ocean that's washing away. Do you see the day and just let it pass by? Do you look at the stars with a different guy? While I'm building a monument out of the grief, tracing the moments that ended too brief. I'm celebrating the wreckage, I'm honoring the scars of the night that we fell from the height of the stars. there's no one to share. Just the scent of your perfume still hung in the air. Happy anniversary to the part of me that died with you. There was no slam door, no final scream, just 2 cups of coffee going cold between. We talked about weather like strangers do, avoiding the truth we already knew. And it wasn't loud, it didn't shake the room. It was quiet understanding that we were through. No shattered glass, no dramatic sound. And it wasn't loud. You packed your things slowly, like you weren't sure if you should stay or leave me alone. I watched you hesitate at the light in the hall. The pause said more than words at all. And it wasn't loud, it didn't beg or plead. It was 2 tired hearts setting each other free. No final kiss, no breakdown. And it wasn't loud. Sometimes love doesn't crash, it just fades out like a song you don't turn around. And it wasn't loud, but it was real. It hurt in ways I couldn't feel at first, but now I hear we didn't fail, we just found out. And it wasn't loud, and it wasn't loud. And somehow that made it harder and kinder. I'm staring at the screen until my eyes begin to sting, waiting for the vibration, waiting for the ring. I know the numbers by heart, I could dial them in my sleep, but I'm standing on a ledge where the drop is far too deep. I hit the green button just to hear the static hum, hoping for a miracle that I know will never come. It's a ritual of penance, it's a digital goodbye to a voice that used to catch me every time I tried to fly. The voicemail greeting plays, and for a second you're alive. I'm back in 2024, just trying to survive. You say leave a message, so I tell you about my day. I tell you that the garden died since went away. I tell you that I'm sorry for the things I didn't say. Then I listen to the silence, wash the words all back to gray. The beep is like a heart monitor that's flatline in my ear, and I'm shouting at a ceiling that is never gonna hear. Oh, it's just unanswered prayers to a dial tone. Another night of crying in the dark alone. I'm sending out my soul through a copper wire, throwing all my misuse on a frozen fire. You're a signal in the wind, you're a ghost in the machine, and I'm stuck in the static of the space in between. God isn't picking up, and neither are you. Just unanswered prayers to a dial tone, passing through. Say that heaven's listening, but the line is always dead. I've got 1,000 conversations running circles in my head. I'm checking my sent folder like a map to find my way back to the person that I was before you went astray. Are dropping low and the battery is red, and I'm talking to a shadow in a cold and empty bed. It's just unanswered prayers to a dial tone. Another night of crying in the dark alone. I'm sending out my soul through a copper wire, throwing all my misuse on a frozen fire. You're a signal in the wind, you're a ghost in the machine. I'm stuck in the static of the space in between. God isn't picking up, and neither are you. Just unanswered prayers to a dial tone, passing through.
The mailbox is full. That's because I filled it with my grief. Please hang up and try again. But there's no such thing as relief. Just the hum, just the click, just the sound of a heart getting sick.
Try to move forward, try to feel new, but every road I take leads back to you. I patch the cracks temporarily, but they open again. It's like my heart remembers pain, but forgot how to mend. My heart forgot how to heal. After loving you, it remembers every scar, every truth I knew. I wanna feel safe again. I just don't know how. My heart forgot how to heal. I flinch at every promise, doubt every word. I'm afraid of loving, afraid of being hurt. I miss the girl I was before. I trusted so easy, now forgot how to heal. You're stuck in the past, still feeling the echoes of love that didn't last. I wanna believe again, but fear is loud. My heart forgot how to heal. Maybe healing takes time more than love ever did. Forgot how to heal, but it's still alive, learning slowly how to be without breaking inside. I'll be patient with myself, I'll learn how to feel, even if my heart forgot how to heal. I'm still here, that counts for something. The sun went down an hour ago, but the light forgot to leave. It's hanging like a heavy coat upon my tired sleeve. I'm walking through the hallway where the floorboards know your name. Everything is different now, but everything's the same. The chair is in the corner where you used to read the news. Now it's just a pedestal for the ghost of me to use. I turn the TV louder just to kill the quiet hum, waiting for a feeling, but I finally gone numb. The darkness isn't empty, no, it's crowded and it's deep, with all the little promises you didn't mean to keep. And there's a loneliness in the shadows that I can't escape. It's a hollow kind of silence, it's a jagged kind of shape. It follows me from room to room, it sits beside my bed, repeating every bitter word that we should have never said. I'm reaching out for something, but my hands just find the air, living in the shadow of a love that isn't there. I see you in the corner of my eye when I turn fast, a flicker of a memory, a fragment of the past. But when I look directly, there is nothing but the wall and the dust of all the forevers that started out so tall. It's funny how the absence of a person takes up space until there isn't room for me in this familiar place. I used to fear the midnight, used to fear the dark, but the light is what is hurting, showing every mark. The shadows are my only friends, they don't ask me to smile, they let me sit in pieces for a little lonely while. It's a hollow kind of silence, it's a jagged kind of shape. It follows me from room to room, it sits beside my bed, repeating every bitter word that we should have never said. I'm reaching out for something, but my hands just find the air, living in the shadow. Are for you, always looking for you. I found the shoebox hidden underneath the bed, filled with all the promises and things we never said. The ink is turning copper and the paper's turning thin, like the way my heart is wearing under paper color skin. The edges are all curled now like a flower in the frost, just a map of every border that we went and crossed. I traced the way you looped your L's and how you signed your name, back when every word you wrote felt like a holy flame. But fire turns to ashes and summer turns to gray, and even the strongest ink eventually fades away. Now I'm holding on to wilted letters, stories in the dark, the petals of a romance that lost its living spark. The sentences are brittle and they're breaking in my head, like a castle made of memories sinking in the sand. I'm reading through the garden of the love we used to grow, but the stems are all snapped and the water's running low, just a pile of wilted letters and nowhere left to go. I remember when these pages used to smell like your perfume, like a breath of fresh gardenia in a suffocating room. Now they just smell like the attic in the dust of passing years, with a couple of blurred circles from a dozen different tears. I try to read between the lines to find a reason why, but the prose is getting colder every time I say goodbye. Should I throw them in the fireplace? Should I let them blow away? Or keep them like a trophy of the price I had to pay? It's a library of longing, a museum of the blue, and I'm the only visitor who's still in love with you. Yeah, I'm holding on to wilted letters, stories in the dark, the petals of a romance that lost its living spark. The sentences are brittle and they're breaking in my hand, like a castle made of memories sinking in the sand. I'm reading through the garden of the love we used to grow, but the stems are all snapped and the water's running low, just a pile of wilted letters and nowhere left to go. Yeah, I'm holding on to wilted letters, stories in the dark, the petals of a romance that lost its living spark. The sentences are brittle and they're breaking in my hand, like a castle made of memories sinking in the sand. I'm reading through the garden of the love we used to grow, but the stems are all snapped and the water's running low, just a pile of wilted letters and nowhere left to go. Fold them up, put the lid back on the box. The garden's gone winter and the memory door is locked. Just dry leaves and dead ink. I'm standing down at 5, a bruised and heavy red. Now I'm counting every shadow gathered round the bed. Usually the morning comes to sweep the dark away, but the clock is stuck at midnight and the sky is turned to clay. I check the porch, I check the street, I check the kitchen floor, but the light don't seem to live inside this house anymore. The moon is just a witness with a cold and silver stare to the way I'm reaching out for you and finding only air. They say the earth keeps spinning, that the world is on a track, but it stopped the very second that you didn't wander back. Now the stars are frozen needles in a blanket made of ink, and I'm left with too much silence and too much time to think. Oh, I'm living through the longest night, a winter in my chest, a fever in the quiet that won't let the memory rest. The hours are like mountains that I'm forced to climb alone, while I'm listening to the rhythm of a heart that's turned to stone. There's no sunrise on the border, no gold across the sea, just the longest night of waiting for the ghost of you and me. I've burned through every candle, I've drained the coffee pot, trying to find a version of the truth that I forgot. I remember how your breathing was the only song I need to fall asleep in safety before the heart began to bleed. Now the shadows are like strangers moving through the hall, tracing all the cracks we left along the parlor wall. It's been 20 hours of darkness, or maybe it's been years. I can't tell the difference through this telescope of tears. Is the sun afraid of what it'll see when it finally breaks the sky? A house that's been abandoned by a love that wouldn't die. Or is the dark a mercy, a curtain for the pain, so the world don't have to see me as I'm going down the drain? Ghost of you and me. Still dark, still cold, the same old story that never gets old. I'm looking for the dawn, but the dawn is overdue. I'm just a shadow in the longest night with you. Where did the morning go? Where did the morning go? Hmm. smile in public, I'm okay, but inside I'm breaking every day. My heart keeps time with the pain, like it's learned to beat this way. I cry in spaces no one sees, between the breaths you took from me. I hold it in and fall apart, somewhere deep inside my heart. I'm crying between heartbeats, trying not to make a sound. Every second feels so loud when you're not around. I'm crying between heartbeats, in the quiet of my chest. I look fine but I'm a mess. I loved you more than rest. Your name still shakes me to my core, like it's knocking at my door. I tell myself I'm moving on, but my body knows I'm wrong. I laugh with friends, I play my role, but grief lives in my soul. I'm healing slow, I'm breaking fast, still living in the past. I'm crying between heartbeats, in the spaces you once filled, trying to feel something real when everything is still. I'm crying between heartbeats, holding tears behind my eyes. Every beat is a goodbye I never got to say. If hearts could speak, mine would scream about everything we could have been. But silence hurts more than words when love is lost and never heard. I'm crying between heartbeats, but I'm still alive, learning how to breathe again, one broken beat at a time. Maybe one day it won't hurt this deep, but tonight I cry between heartbeats. I know what you told them, I heard the whole story, how you walked out the victor in all of your glory. You painted me crazy, you painted me small, a mistake you regret, a smudge on the wall. But the lights are all off now, and the audience left, and you're waking up gasping, feeling bereft. 'Cause the silence is screaming the things you won't say, and the ghost of my touch just won't go away. I'm not the monster under your bed, I'm the I love you that lives in your head. I'm the sand on the pillow you can't wash away, the shadow that follows in the heat of the day. You thought losing me was a bridge you could burn, but I'm the one lesson you're dying to unlearn. You're the part of your heart that you can't repair. I'm your worst nightmare, because I'm not there. You're out on the town, and you're holding her hand, trying to find getting upset. But you see my reflection in the glass of your drink, and it stops you from breathing. It forces you to think, was it worth the cold freedom? Was it worth the release? To trade in all war for this hollowed out peace. Now you're haunted by kindness, by the way that I care, by the depth of the soul that you left stripped in bare. I'm not the monster under your bed. I'm the I love you that lives in your head. I'm the sand on the pillow you can't wash away, the shadow that follows in the heat of the day. You thought losing me was a bridge you could burn, but I'm the one lesson you're dying to unlearn. Yeah, the part of your heart that you can't repair. I'm your worst nightmare, because I'm not there. It's not about vengeance, it's not about hate. It's the simple, slow cruelty of realizing too late that I was the anchor and I was the home, and now you're just drifting in the dark and the foam. The nightmare isn't that I'm coming to call, it's knowing I'm never coming back at all. Sleep tight in the bed that you made for yourself, with the dust and the memories on every shelf. Close your eyes, try to hide, try to run, try to dare, but I'm your worst nightmare. Everywhere, nowhere, and I'm just not there. I'm just not there. I watched you leaning toward the light, back when your velvet red was burning bright. But now your stem is brittle, your head is hanging low. You're losing every secret that we used to know. I'm sitting on the floor, tracing edges turn to brown, watching all the beauty slowly crumbling down. So I'm whispering questions to a dying rose. Does the garden feel lonely when the summer goes? And did you feel the heartbreak when her hand let go? Or were you just a witness to the final show? Tell me, do you miss the dew, or the way she used to smile? Or did you know you'd only get to stay a little while? You were there on the table when she said she couldn't stay. You caught the salty teardrops before she turned away. Now you're thirsty for water that I know I can't provide, because the love that grew you has withered up inside. Are you holding on to memories in your drying leaves, or are you just another thing that's empty, hallway grieves? Yeah, I'm asking these 'cause you're beautiful and breaking, and I'm just breaking down. Do you find rest in the cold, like a story finished and a love grown old, just a dying rose? Just like us, I suppose. I don't reach for the bottle, and I don't reach for the light. I just reach for the keys in the dead of the night. The house is a museum of the things we let go, but I've got a secret that the walls don't. I don't look at your pictures, they're face down in a drawer, but I found a way to bring you back across the floor. I sit on the bench and I close my tired eyes and wait for the ghost in the wood to playing notes, I'm tracing your skin, opening the door and letting you in. Every sharp is a memory, every flat is a scar. I'm reaching for you wherever you are. I play you every night, I play you till it hurts. From the soft, quiet verses to the crashing of the chords. Your laughter is the treble, your heartbeat is the bass. I'm closing my eyes just to feel for your face. The world thinks I'm practicing a song that I wrote, but I'm just breathing you into every single note. Yeah, the neighbors hear music, but I'm holding on tight, 'cause I play you every night. The middle C is sticking like the day that you left, a mechanical glitch in a heart full of theft. I play the slow ballad of the night that we met, wrapped in a melody I haven't killed yet. If I hit the sustain, I can make you stay long. I can keep you alive in the lilt of a song, but the tempo is dragging and I'm losing the beat, and the air in the room is losing its heat. Sometimes it's a jazz tune, messy and wild, like the way that we fought and the way that you smile. Sometimes it's a requiem, heavy and deep, a promise I made that I couldn't quite keep. But as long as the strings vibrate under my hand, you're still right here in this ghost-haunted land. I play you every night, I play you till it hurts. From the soft, quiet verses to the crashing of the chords. Your laughter is the treble, your heartbeat is the bass. I'm closing my eyes just to feel for your face. The world thinks I'm practicing a song that I wrote, but I'm just breathing you into every single note. Yeah, the neighbors hear music, but I'm holding on tight, 'cause I play you every night. getting cold, but I'll find you again. When the morning turns old, I'll play you tonight. I'll play you tonight. I stood on the edge where the cedar meets stone, building a path to a heart I called home. I carried the timber, I hammered the steel to span the divide between what's fake and real. I thought if I stretched out my soul far enough, I could bridge the dark water when the river got rough. But the wood is all rotting and the cables are thin, and I'm falling for someone who won't let me in. I poured every promise like concrete and sand to reach for the shore of your promised land. But the closer I get to the light on your side, the faster you run for a place you can hide. It's a bridge that only betrays in the end, a way to get hurt, not a way to friend. I'm walking on there over jagged edge rocks while you're on the far side, just changing the locks. Every step that I take makes the architecture sway. It's a bridge that only betrays. The fog's rolling in and the railing is cold, like every I love you that we ever hold. I look down at the current, so angry and deep, full of the secrets we promised to keep. You're standing right there, but you're miles away, watching the structure begin to decay. You won't reach ahead, no, you won't even try. You're just waiting for gravity to say its goodbye. They say that a bridge is a beautiful thing, a connection of spirits, a gold wedding ring. But mine is a trap and mine is a lie, a shortcut to nowhere beneath a gray sky. I'm cutting the lines, I'm letting it fall. I'd rather be lonely with no bridge at all. It's a bridge that only betrays in the end, a way to get hurt, not a way to a friend. I'm walking on there over jagged edge rocks while you're on the far side, just changing the locks. Every step that I take makes the architecture sway. It's a bridge that only betrays. Timber by timber, stone by stone, I'm watching it sink